Greetings, programs! Welcome to another Majora's Mask Randomizer, Season 2 of the Mystery Tournament. Hold on one second. Here we go. Let's get that echo out of here. I got Captain, I got Philosophy here to talk for us. I got Bending and Allie to do the tracking. For once, I'm not pushing buttons behind the scenes. I just get to sit back and watch and do the hints. So I'm going to let them talk, let them push buttons, and just mind my own business. All you guys.
Thank you, Tomo Talk. Welcome aboard, folks. It's always a good day for Majora's Mask Rando. But yes, I'm joined by Philosophy. Welcome aboard.
How we doing? This would be my first randomizer commentary.
Yes, I think you'll have a great time here in the booth. So we are here for the Season 2 Mystery Tournament. This is the Banker Group. And today we have skyygoro versus Nasho3D. These are both folks who are familiar with the randomizer scene. They've been around a while. They're going to put on a great show for you here today. So, Philosophy, I got to ask before we kick off here, what are you looking forward to in today's race, both from the runners and the seed?
I'm looking for at least just some interesting, not logic to happen, but maybe some interesting settings to get going. Kick it off with kind of a bang.
All right, fair. Some housekeeping. We don't start with any masks. We do have a sword and a shield. However, we definitely have a Stray Fairy shuffle because the Stray Fairy in Clocktown is not where she belongs. That being said, the race is just about to start here. So here we go.
Now, would you say skyygoro and Nasha would be pretty veteran runners at this point, or are they kind of new to the scene?
Certainly, I've seen skyygoro and Nasho participate earlier the past couple of years in standard. Looks like we are black on the restream. We'll get that fixed for you in a minute here. In the meantime, we are going to see Nasho, or I guess we'll explain. Nasho went right into the bomb shop and discovered that it does not look like the shops are randomized because it looked like bombs and bomb chews in the bomb shop in their normal spot. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything shuffled there. We're seeing skyygoro chop away at the Keaton grass here to see if that's shuffled, which it is not.
So some
All right.
easy checks not being any items could hint for a long seed. At least.
Indeed. Oh, I did not see what Cafe just had, and unfortunately, because the restream is black, we did not get a double take on that. Oh, except we just time warped, so Nasho's going to give us another look, so bear with. Oh, we do have full... Blue Rupee, okay. We do have a full... we do have definitely some form of... looks like we have price shuffle, because the first purchase on Tingle was 150, with the other being 30. 150 and 30 on the nose sounds like it's price shuffle, not full price rando.
Which could be a little easier. I think, wouldn't that limit how many rupee bags you would need for a certain item?
For the most part. Although it does mean the 500 rupee purchase on All Knight's Mask will be shuffled.
Which that could be good, or that could be absolutely horrible.
Alright, doesn't look like Stumpy was anything major here. We get our first hint that reads, Laundry Pool is foolish.
It's a good hint to find.
We've got at least Dungeon, or was that Dungeon or Overworld pots?
What do you mean?
skyygoro just got a Great Fairy Mask, some arrows, and a couple of other things out of the pots and Observatory. So we do have pot shuffle.
That's definitely going to be rough. Even I don't remember where most of the pots are.
Alright, more hints. Butler Race dual pot possesses a blue rupee, so that's Nasho's clue that pots are on. Fisherman Game is dead. And what did I say was foolish? We just saw it, and I totally blinked and missed it.
I'm not gonna lie, I did too.
Beneath the Well. So Well is foolish, which kind of a bummer if you're us, but
Checking beneath the well is definitely gonna take quite a bit. At least it's not enemy randomizer. That'd be an interesting time.
Oh yeah, no, that's not enabled in this tournament, thankfully.
Oh, it might spice it up a little.
All right, looks like Ice Arrow Chest is dead. And we have an Epona song start.
It's very good for having movement, especially early on without Goron Mask.
So Skygoro has found a bomb bag in the observatory pots. So we do have that's not in logic yet until we get a projectile, which we don't currently have, I don't think.
No, it doesn't seem like it. Why would that be out of logic?
So the logic expects you to have a projectile to get the code from the bombers. So you could start the bomber minigame. So hook shot will work, Zorfins will work, Deku Mask plus magic will work, bow, anything of that nature. Whoopsie. Sorry about that. Comm feed flipped out for a split second, but I think we're back.
Seems like it.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Zoros. We love to see it.
So, we need bottles. Since Zora Eggs is Oath to Order.
What do you say would be like the minimum for the fastest strat for bottles? How many would they have to find?
The minimum would be, the best would be 4. However, something else that we need to consider is that scoops may be shuffled, so Zora Eggs may even be on a different scoop if that ends up being the case.
Oh, so the bottle contents can also be enabled.
Yes. I didn't see any other inventory in Nasho's inventory when he did a swap over. Stone Tower Temple is foolish. That is a fairly powerful foolish, but also that tells me this seed might actually be a little bit on the faster side, which I'm not a fan of.
Well, I mean, surely Stone Tower doesn't have... Well, it does have quite a fair bit of checks, but...
It is especially a lot of checks since Stray Fairies are turned on. Now, granted, Chest Fairies, I think, is always enabled, regardless, and all Stone Tower Temple Stray Fairies are in chests. Oh, looks like we're time warping again here. But Nasho checked butterflies as well to see if those are randomized, which does not appear to be the case.
Oh?
Sorry, folks, we're still ironing out some restream hiccups here. One thing I noticed...
No. Oh, what's that? Sorry, go ahead.
Pinnacle Rock is Way of the Hero. Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah. Would Baby Zeros count as that check?
No. The scoops themselves can never be Way of the Hero, so the check is either for the Seahorses check, or it is for the for one of the 2 chests that are in Pinnacle Rock. And one thing I noted is that when Nasho got the... okay, well, Skygoro just confirmed it as well. Overworld Blues are shuffled. So all blue rupees in the Overworld are shuffled. Skygoro got the bow by jumping off the ramp in front of the sunken chest near the west side. I was going to say, go on.
Those are some easy checks if it's blue rupees. Getting bow early on definitely helps out a lot.
Yeah, bow and bombs actually gives us, bow gives us access to bombs, for one thing, because that gives us logical access to the observatory, but both together, that gives us our north access.
Oh, that is true.
Also, where did we... Oh, we do start with a special item. We start with Adult Wallet. Notice how everybody's got 3 digits to their rupees already?
Yeah. Hey, at least one wallet out of logic is nice.
So, yeah, it looks like we started with a wallet and a Pona song. So, definitely not a bad start. I mean, welcome to your traditional Season 4 opening. In Season 4, we had a lot of seeds start with early wallets.
Might be the theme of it, really.
Now, that's a magic jar, not a magic drop. Or not magic power, which means magic jars someplace else is shuffled. So I think we've got more settings. We've got more settings turned on. It doesn't look like we have any notebooks turned on.
Even those can get thrown into the pool.
Yes. So with notebooks, there's 2 different settings that can be turned on. The first being just the meeting of the character that gets their entry into the notebook to start. That could be a check. And then the ribbon for that character, which is completing their quest line, can also be a check.
That is insane. I completely forgot that that's how the Bomber's Notebook rando worked.
Yeah, indeed. Luckily, both of those settings appear to be disabled. Oh, we're frozen again. Bear with. And to clarify with chat, we always start with Lullaby intro, not go on Lullaby, unless runners check over and check in and double check. But we started with a Pona song. I don't think you could start with more than 2 songs.
I would say not unless you force enable it, or at least I've never started with more than 2.
All right. So Skygoro is peeking the East Clocktown ledge chest there, and it looks like it's nothing.
I didn't know that you could peek up from there.
Oh yeah, roll clip peeking is very popular. It's especially popular in Great Bay Coast when you're trying to get to check the Clifford. The Cliff. We call it Clifford. The Cliff hard piece check right outside Pirate's Fortress.
Hopefully we might be able to see it this run, because that sounds interesting. I've only seen it used a couple of times, but nothing like that.
To clarify with chat, chest size and texture matches contents is always enabled regardless. Camera. Nasho's having some camera problems. Now, unfortunately, Skygoro doesn't know that Laundry Pool is foolish, so he rang the bell to double check what Cafe had, which is a blue and red rupee.
As he only gets some money from Goro.
Yeah. Overworld reds are shuffled. Nasho just checked the tree outside of the observatory, and those rupees were green, not red. So we've got red rupees in the overworld shuffle, which is a very big deal. That's a lot of checks. Especially Laundry Pool Night 2. That is 3. Well, Laundry Pool is foolish, so actually, never mind. I take that back. Never mind. So because it's shuffled, Nasho is keeping an eye on this Gwei here to see what it drops, because this Gwei is also a red rupee normally.
Not gonna lie, I saw Skygoro out of the corner of my eye get a magic pot, but it was just the refill. Got a little excited there.
Yeah, Yeah, Nasho, you might want to take another look at that. The double take. You love to see it.
It's the only way when you get your baby Zoro hint.
Now, overworld greens were not shuffled, since we saw from the Tournament of Fieldgrass earlier. But overworld blues and reds is pretty spicy. That means there's another pair of checks on top of one of the icona, these pillars here.
I think I did when Nasho was in the observatory. I think I did peek. If I'm correct, it was just a purple rupee on the pillar that's over there.
All right, fair enough. It is a cash injection.
Seems like they might actually need it this seed.
We'll see. I would like to know what the price of the red potion is, frankly. Although we don't have a bottle yet, so it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah, that could make or break some hearts, couldn't it?
Epona, what did you... that's never happened before. Nasho agrees. So, what just happened there is Epona jumped onto the railing and is now stuck on it.
That's impressive to get Epona up there, especially considering she'll stop at like the slightest like incline.
Oh yeah, overworld pots are definitely shuffled. That blue rupee is floating.
So if you had to guess, how many checks would you think this amounts up to be?
It's a lot, especially in Tournament of Field. One other check, for example. Want to buy a blue rupee for 20 rupees? No? How about 100? Rip off.
He just has the art of the deal.
So, there's 4 additional checks in Tournament of Field that is locked by a Gwei. Because there's another Gwei that orbits around the perimeter of Clocktown, and if you play a transformation song with the correct mask, like New Wave Azor, for example, in front of that Gwei, the Gwei will drop greens, 4 greens followed by a blue 3 times, and then the last time it'll drop 4 rupees followed by a red. So that's 4 additional checks on that Gwei because blues and reds are shuffled.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Honestly, I didn't know that you could do that with that Gwei.
There's a lot of things I didn't know you could do until Mystery. I didn't even know butterflies were a thing until 2 months ago.
The butterflies, yeah, I have to admit, like, I found that out a month ago. What is save some runs?
Oh, and Chad is actually clarifying that masks are not required for the Gwei song. So it just needs to be one of the dungeon entry songs, I think, or any of the dungeon entry songs, I think, works. But you need either Goron Mask or Epona song to keep up for the 20 rupee drop.
Does it just get faster, or is it just automatically faster than Link?
It's faster than Link. It rubber bands. So actually, if you're on Epona, the Gwei will move faster, meaning more rupees will drop. I think that's how it works. Oh, Cow Mask. Okay. Now, it looks like we don't have any, like, crazy shop shuffle. We might have late shops. We're not sure about that yet. We could actually check Goron Shop now. Because we have North access, and it is still Night 1.
Probably be the better option. Checking all shops should be definitely a big priority. But you don't want to miss out on some of the easier checks just for, 3 items it could be.
Alright, so Nasho is the first to rescue Bomb Granny, and she gives us another magic jar. Okay, magic... Oh yeah, that's because pots are shuffled. Yeah, that checks, actually. seeing all these magic drops. Yeah, pots are definitely... Snowballs could also be shuffled. We've seen a lot of magic drops, and magic tends to show up in snowballs a lot.
Which means the path to Snowhead could be loaded.
Path to Snowhead could be loaded. Twin Islands could be loaded. Ranch is apparently way of the hero. It could be for an item or it could be for the song. We don't have any, like, Romani Ranch enhancing items like Bremen Mask or Mask of Truth. It could just also be the chest and doggy racetrack.
Also, Romani's game, if they can get over there.
Yeah, right now they need Guan Mask and a powder keg for that. But we're going to get a quick double check to see if skulls are turned on, which we haven't seen any, so it's not promising, but it's still worth a peek. So we'll see if ocean skulls are changed. There are also pots here, apparently. Now, I just noticed on Skygoro's side as well that Bomb Grandma revealed that the big bomb bag is a red rupee. So we don't need to go out of our way for that. Chat brings up a great point. There are also 3 blue rupees hidden in Romani Ranch on the fence and the sign over the ranch. Actually, the fence, I think, is greens. But the top of the ranch, the sign to get into that contains 3 hidden blue rupees as well.
Yeah, I always tend to forget about at least those. Looks like Nasho's going to day 2.
Yeah, at this point, there's not much else you need to do on night 1. Right now, I think what either runner is looking for is they're definitely looking for some intel, because right now we don't have a whole lot to work with besides our foolishes, which are... they're 50-50. Nasho was looking for exactly that, and I'll tell... so... you want to find a bottle by the second day, because that lets you... oh, Nasho accelerated to night 2, interestingly. Did not realize that. But yeah, because of the bottle, that makes going to Swamp Day 2 a lot more feasible, because that allows you to more easily route in the both witches, because Kotake will go into Woods of Mystery on day 2 to look for Kome.
Yeah, and then if you find Kotake, you can just go back to her and then still get that same item that she'd give you on day 1.
Right. And if it's something refillable, like, for example, a Chateau Romani, for example, and you don't have a red potion in your inventory, she'll keep giving you Chateau refills. Right, we're getting that Clifford peak that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, that's what you meant. It's the lead.
I think scoops are shuffle. We just got a fairy in a bottle. Wait, no. That could come from a pot. I take that back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't quite catch it.
Alright, so Skygoro has chosen to rush Day 3 Ranch.
Could prove very useful. There's a lot of checks, even without the required masks. You still get quite a number of checks here.
And we are going to get our scoops here. It looks like Fairy is not randomized. One more scoop should verify.
Skygoro getting Garo and Couples Mask.
Ooh, both good. Garo's most likely satisfies the way of the hero alone on Icona access, but Couples could also lead to something. We saw Road to Icona Wath as well. We can't do anything there right now, I don't think.
What about the lanterns and graveyards? What do those usually drop?
Those are considered hit spots, which are not enabled in this race. Hit spots could be enabled, but they are not in this case.
Okay.
So the lanterns don't do anything. We don't know if mundane items are shuffled, which is like the curiosity shop turn-in, so the 5, 20, 50, and 200. We don't know if that's shuffled. Skygoro just now learning, if he did not know already, that any of those two things he just picked up might be Way of the Hero.
I'd say, well, unless Couple's Mask leads to something, but wouldn't Garo Mask be considered Way of the Hero?
It could be. And the Garo's Mask could just straight up solve it. But if the logic says it could be... with MMR, it could just be anything sometimes. Like, the general rule of thumb is always clear your watts. Now, Nasho, I think, is going to probably check soils with that bug. Bugs are not shuffled. Boat archery is a bottle. I mean, it's not, that would be nice if we need it later. Considering we have to do eggs.
Now, archery can only be done once you clear Woodfall, correct?
Yes. So, we don't know about dungeons yet. We could have dungeon entrance randomizer as well as boss door randomizer. We don't know yet because we can't get into a dungeon. And lately in my mystery, the races I've called, we have not gone into dungeons until very late.
Which, this could be the case. Because we still need Transformation Mask and we still need the entrance songs.
Skygoro did pick up a land title deed in the doggy racetrack. That could be important because, again, it is in a Way of the Hero location. So when it comes to Way of the Hero, I mean, any one of the checks that any one of the three things we picked up could be the answer, but we won't know until we've seen them. So, did I say land title deed? Because if I did, I meant swamp.
Oh yeah, because you could check at least Toilet Hand.
Yes, and in mystery settings, quest items like the title deeds come back with you in Song of Time, so you don't actually have to go back to Ranch to get Swamp title deed again.
That's actually really nice, because you could probably get a deed that's in, guarded by Stone Towers mid-boss.
Yeah, that wouldn't be... that wouldn't be fun. Unfortunately, Nasho just dropped all of his metal pipes in chat. I think soils are shuffled. That looked like a circular magic, a 3D magic model.
How do you figure?
So if the soils were shuffled, not shuffled, the item models, or the items would only be 2D sprites, they wouldn't be 3D models. The magic jar that came out of the soil patch was a 3D model. So soils are randomized. So we need lots of bugs, possibly.
And lots of bottles. A bug and bottle seed.
Yeah, and again, we know where a spare bottle is. But it's locked behind completing Woodfall Temple, which for all we know could be very late in the bandwagon, this seed.
And with not having many good hints, checking a lot of obscure checks is gonna prove worth it.
It should also be noted that the soil in the back of this barn is different. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Skygoro, unfortunately, got Epona jump blocked right out of the Goron race, or the Gorman race. Hello there.
Let's see, she gets stuck on ledges, but, has an issue with jumping the gate.
Alright, so I think we can almost safely rule out skulls, because by now we would have definitely seen one. What was that on the postman's head? Hold on a moment, please.
I was gonna say it looked like a bomb.
It is definitely a bomb. That seems dangerous, but then again, Engine in Crash Bandicoot has a missile in his head, so who am I to judge?
You know, maybe they're on to something that we just don't know.
Alright, Skygoro not making the same mistake twice here.
₹20 for his troubles. Not too worth it.
Nope. Alright, Nasho's gonna check another soil pouch. I'm not certain he's aware if Overworld... I think Nasho is aware that Overworld Blues are shuffled, because that's currently locking him out of the bow right now.
I didn't notice that he didn't grab bow.
Yeah, Nasho hasn't been to the west side of the west side yet, although he was relatively in the vicinity with the fountains earlier. That's how I think he knows Overworld Blues are shuffled.
Now, besides the mystery settings, is there any other settings, or is it just vanilla from there on?
If a setting's not turned on, it's otherwise assumed to be standard, yes. Alright, we're gonna see that couple's mask turn in from Skygoro here. This was found in Way of the Hero Romani Ranch, so it could be something.
Here's hoping to get some magic.
Magic would be nice. Can't do a whole lot with it right this minute, but it is nice to not have to go hunting for later. Alright, is Couples Mask any good?
Just some explosives that we can't use. Well, he's full up on bombs.
It also is a fairly safe bet, given where Oath is, that we probably don't have Song Sanity. If after all this, it was just Song Sanity, but Oath was also just so happened to land on Baby Zora's, that'd be pretty that'd be nasty. I would also say it's probably safe to rule out cows, just because we haven't seen any milk drops. If we saw a lot of milk drops, I would be a little more wary of cows, especially since we have an Epona start.
Those are some relatively easy checks to get. Well, besides Romani, but you still can get the hidden cow one.
Alright, and there is Bo for Nasho.
Looked like Sky was fighting the aiming there for a little.
Yeah, had a little bit of a struggle, but nevertheless cleared it rather nicely. Now, it should be noted that minigame Day 3 rewards are never shuffled. Or, like, Triple Day minigame rewards are never shuffled.
So it's just the any day and not having to do it all 3 days.
Yes. Now, I don't remember if the Deku Playground rupees are considered, Overworld or Dungeon, but we might need to keep an eye on that too if they're Overworld, because those blue rupees are different items on each day of Deku Playground.
Oh yeah, the ones that you have to collect in order to win.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a worthwhile thing to do early on.
Nope, too late, Nasho.
Hitting the blue octo isn't great. This timing for the minigame is so tight.
Well, you don't have to get the perfect score. You only have to get the 40-point score.
Oh, okay.
So,
easier.
in the similar vein as to minigames, the Tier 2 rewards are also not required. They're also force junk. So, skyygoro did that intentionally to burn the timer a little faster. Is cutting it a little close there, but...
Just a little.
Calculated.
He knew.
So, next cycle, because both runners are going through this first cycle kind of quickly here, given that we're already almost at final hours at just 35 minutes. What we're probably going to see next cycle, especially since Nasho has the bottle, we're going to see a swamp peak. Oh, hi, fire arrows.
Well, Tingle's actually not useless.
Yeah, Tingle normally is pretty useful in standard, especially Tingle, and especially Milk Road Tingle in the races I've experienced. Loves to have items, but as of late, not been the case. But especially since we don't have Shop Sanity, it's a little better, because if Shop Sanity was enabled, usually Tingle ends up being junk. But we still got a lot of stuff turned on here. Again, we've got Stray Fairies, we got Required Eggs, we've got Overworld Blue and Red Rupees, and Overworld Pots. And Soils.
Now is the I see Nasho's coming up on the underwater like that's randomized too as well. Because isn't that normally just a hard piece?
Yes, however, it is not. We can't get it until we have Zormass, but that doesn't mean we can't peek it, of course.
Looks like it was junk anyway. It looked like a blue rupee.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of curious if Nasho will go to Zoro's domain just to get that shop check. Not quite sure what any of these runners could be doing on day 3 before having to restart.
Yeah, well, skyygoro is going to make a quick detour to... Oh no, skyygoro is not going to make a detour. Oh, it's going to get some extra rupees, I guess, but is going to make a quick detour to Swamp Archery. This has been in place since Sphere 0, due to an easy bow. That was on the ramp, again, that was on the ramp over the sunken chest in Termina Field. I appreciate the game not giving us a Termina Field Way of the Hero under these conditions.
Why not? It sounds like it could be a fun time.
Yeah, no thanks. We are going to see Cringe Swim here. As I've recently discovered is the name from Nasho.
It's a very interesting name for it. Any lore behind it?
Yeah, one of our veterans, Eris, calls it that.
You know what? Fair enough.
Because it's a long and slow swim. Where was the bottle? It was someplace nice. Yeah, it was in a pot and swamp. So it looks like Nasho just hit the owl statue and then dipped.
All that, well, if you don't have Zero Mass, it makes it easier to get back there.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
he's
right,
bank-
yeah. Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, you're fine. Maybe he's banking on at least finding magic. At least do, I don't know what the lights check is called, but, you know, the Zoro lights.
Stage lights. Ooh, Nasho going to the Cowering Swordsman to discover that it has an ocean title deed. And Nasho's just going to quickly double check to see if Mundane is enabled by slamming into the gong at 4:30.
Didn't realize that was a drop.
And the answer to that appears to be no. Also, chat clarified the bottle was actually in Great Bay. It was the pot on the island just before the swim over to Clifford. Oh, chat's saying it's a hit spot for the gong, but yeah, hit spots are not enabled. We're gonna see if Mundane is shuffled. The All Knights Mass purchase is the Pendant of Memories. Good thing we don't need that.
Wouldn't that be in play for Couples Mask, or does the Anjun Cafe quest not come into play here?
So, long quests are enabled since Baby Zora's is on. However, only one long quest can be enabled if that is the case, which in this case is Baby Zora's. So for that reason, Andrew and Cafe, the Couples Mask check is dead.
Okay, that makes it a lot easier on runners. Having to do both would probably take quite a bit.
Yeah, we did see that turning in paper only gives us $5. Now, we can't turn that in normally yet because we still need a Zora Mask and a hookshot for Icona Canyon access, or at least for lower Icona Canyon access. Which we have not seen a hookshot yet.
Not even a hint for it.
Could actually be just chilling in Road to Icona on, like, behind Goron Mask or something.
Or even Secret Shrine Grotto.
Shrine Grotto would be a little bit nasty. But yeah, since it doesn't look like it's Song Sanity, the Skull Kid should... No, the Skull Kid doesn't have anything because Oath is on, eggs, that's right. Oh, hi, Powder Keg. Well then.
That's a nice spot for it. I'm assuming that you still lose Powder Keg when you use Song of Time.
You do, but you'll at least be able to purchase it. Now, here's the problem. The price is... we have price shuffle, so we don't actually know what the keg's cost is. It could be... It's going to be an even number, but it could be... It could be the All Knights Mask money. That would be stupid if it was, but...
The 500 item was the pendant.
Yes, and we did not see what the price was, because neither runner actually checked the bargain item. To answer question chat, Nasho checked Swordsman School Pots and was awarded with the Ocean Title Deed. Skygoro did not. Ocean Title Deed was the only major thing we found back there. But yeah, to clarify with chat, we have not seen any items that cost 500 rupees yet. We've seen Tingle show something that's 150 rupees, which I think is the first price offer from the business scrub. Because I don't remember anything else costing exactly 150 rupees. We know there's a... Go on.
There too. Continue.
We know there's a 2 hundo with the purchase of the bomb bag from the Mountain Scrub. That's a 2 hundo. There's a couple hundos out there from Deku Scrub version 2, Business Scrub version 2, and Smithy 1. Looks like Nash is trying to grab a little bit of extra gear. This is looking like a North play, which is not a bad idea. Bombs and Bow were both very early. Bombs were found in the observatory. Behind a pot, no less. Yeah, that's what exactly my thoughts. Exactly, Fox. A 500 rupee powder keg incoming. That's not going to be fun.
No, this probably will stay if Sky goes to a snow area. I would say this run's staying pretty close-knit. No one really has like a edge over the other.
Yeah, Nasho does have the fire arrows, but right now, without magic, that's not going to do us any good. Ice Arrow Chest is dead. We knew that already. We're going to get a quick double check of snowballs. I have no idea if snowballs are shuffled.
That just dropped nothing. I just saw it.
Looks like snowballs are not on. Alright, now I don't know if we saw what Hugo has. And Nasho is, I think this is a setup to try and get on the... No, it's not a setup to try and get on the smithy roof. But yeah, there is a pot up there.
Couldn't quite tell if anything dropped from that.
Oh, I see it. It's a blue rupee. It fell to the surface.
Not much of a reward for defeating the 5 rupees. All that work.
Yeah, but at least you get another hundo off the Dodongos.
That is true.
Alright, Mountain Tingle, let's see what you've got.
Some pretty good items. Blue rupee, piece of heart. What he normally has.
Alright, Butler is dead. Have we checked Scoops? We've checked Fairy, and Fairy wasn't shuffled. I'm not sure if anything else has been checked. Fish hasn't been checked. I don't think it's been checked.
No, I don't. Fish hasn't been checked.
Which is interesting, because Nasho was in the neighborhood earlier. Oh, what was that on the title deed turning cliff? Is that light arrows or a huge rupee?
My bet it's a huge rupee.
Alright, we did find a captain's hat in the Goron Village pots. We can do stuff with that.
Yeah, they have access to graves now. Got the circus leader's mask from that. Pretty good.
Yeah, we have no idea what Ranch Sisters is yet. We have not seen that hint. I could not tell at all if that was shuffled. Hold on, please.
That was super quick from Nasho.
I don't think that was a red potion on the left. I don't recall that being... I think we might have late shops.
So, what do you mean by late shops?
So
later
normally,
game shops?
it means that the Goron and Zora shops specifically, because in Standard, those are not randomized. But for shop sanity, it could either be late shops, or it could be Standard shops, late shops, or, and late shops would be Goron, Zora shop, and Milk Bar, which we have a Romani mask. We found that in, I want to say we found that in Road to Swamp, question mark? And then there's full shop sanity, but it's not full shop sanity. I think it's late game shops. Skygoro will help us verify this in a moment. And I would like another look at that ledge, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, you got my interest with that.
Because here's the other thing. Swamp Title Deed was in a Way of the Hero location. Hold. I think that's Light Arrows up there.
I think before he was talking to the Goron, I kind of saw it spinning like it was light arrows.
It would go with the swamp, not swamp, it would go with the ranch Way of the Hero. Romani was Grotto by Ocean Spider House. Okay, I've been just getting my locations all mixed up today. That's what happens in Mystery.
Looks like Nasho's doing couples mass, but we all know that's junk.
You know what's alarming? We're almost an hour in, no transformation masks, and no songs. We have access to one, to be fair, but no songs.
I would have thought, given Stone Tower was junk, I would have thought Snowhead would have been loaded with stuff. I mean, they got a couple of good things, but it doesn't seem like anything too worthwhile.
Well, here's the thing. Stone Tower Temple is foolish, and it doesn't look like we have Song Sanity. So, what that tells me is that Boss Blue Warp, for example, is either Elegy or it's a junk song. Because if Stone Tower Temple was... If Boss Blue Warp was something good, like, let's say, Lullaby, but you could potentially complete more than one dungeon, but you could complete Stone Tower Temple first, Stone Tower Temple would be hinted foolish except for the song, which so far I haven't seen so far in this tournament, in the races I've called, but...
So what you're saying is it's still a good idea to check Stone Tower regardless of that hint?
No, it's not. What it means is that the main thing it tells you is what Boss Blue Warp is going to be. Oh, that's a pot. That's a pot I didn't know about until just now. But yeah, the signal I get from that is that it's probably Elegy on Boss Blue Warp, if not, like, Storms or Healing.
Okay. Oh, I understand. We could have Elegy locked by Butler. That makes sense.
Right, and to do that you have to clear another dungeon. Did we start with Garo? No, we did not. Garo was found in Romani Ranch, on the top of the signpost with the hidden blues. We started with a wallet. That was what we started with. Wallet and Epona song.
Which arguably probably couldn't ask for better starting items.
Great Fairy Mask was also found in the ranch. No, Great Fairy Mask was found in the observatory. My bad. That was found in the observatory, and fairies are shuffled. Stray fairies are shuffled. And we're seeing an immediate skip over to Night 2 here from Nasho.
I didn't catch. Did he do... No, that would be... Yeah. That'd be day 2 bats. I didn't quite catch if Nasho did that or not.
Mundane items don't appear to be shuffled, so day 2 bats will not be a check.
Oh, I didn't realize that was a mundane check.
It is considered a mundane check, and actually, the 30 rupees Dampé gives is not normally a physical item, so to compensate for that, a Crimson Rupee was added to the pool when Mundane is enabled. We actually saw it recently.
Well, yeah, I did notice in another old run that I was doing. That was
hello.
Zoro Mask.
Okay, yep, Captain's Hat already pulling some weight, and that was in the Goron Village shop. Not shop, Goron Shrine pots. Welp. Finally, we have a transformation mask. It's a good transformation mask.
Definitely having any of them, but Zoro Mask is definitely my preferred first mask.
Yeah, that gives us Pirate's Fortress access, although not a whole lot of it. I think just the outside.
Unless they find Hookshot or Goron Mask along the way.
Yeah, chat brings up a great point. Pinnacle Rock is Way of the Hero. And we can check the chests now. And we know what the song is going to be. Since Skygoro checked the Day 1 grave, it will be Sonata. Which, that does do us one more favor. That lets us check the rupees from the Termina Field Circuit Quay.
Oh yeah, because you do need the dungeon songs to get it.
Mm-hmm. Woohoo, Nasho almost got slammed there.
It's scary fighting those Iron Knuckles. They do so much damage. Although for a while there, I didn't realize that you could, on their second phase, you could shoot them with the bow. Nasho grabbing Sonata's really nice. Still can't get into Woodfall though.
Yeah, we could check Kita, but I don't think Kita had anything.
It didn't seem like it was worth, but it was hard to tell from just being below.
Yeah, and now we're seeing Nasho immediately skip to Night 3 here, because there are pots in Night 3 grave as well.
The pots change on Night 3?
No, it's that the Day 3 grave is a different location.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's normally the Big Po Dampé room. We haven't gotten a Dampé hint either, so you might as well just check. Yeah, I almost wonder if Nasho is gonna just check. Oh wait, it would have set out right on the grave. What did that say?
I did not quite catch that.
A large magic jar. Okay, so Dampé is dead.
Which, that's a nice thing to know. Dampé check can be unforgiving sometimes.
But yeah, as you can see, there's 6 pots over here. 4 of which appear to have items. Make that 5. That's an insulting time to get a cafe mask.
Someone asked, are Gilded and Razor Swords possible pickup in the shuffle?
They are, and hello, Goron Mask, what are you doing here? Loaded Graveyard? Not hinted Way of the Hero? What is this? Because yeah, Captain's Hat wasn't even picked up in a Way of the Hero spot either.
It's interesting not to get the hint, but checking Graveyard was a good move.
Chad makes a great point as well. That was the required Day 1 Goron Shrine, as a Day 1 non-Goron Shrine. Because you had to get Captain's Hat from there. So that gives us Ranch Day 1, which is a song check and a soil check. And, what's our keg price, by the way? Cheap.
Insanely cheap.
20 rupees. Can't complain, really.
It could have been worse, although it would have been funny to see 500 rupees for it.
Oh, yes. That would have also probably put Giant's Wallet someplace relatively right around the corner, though, to be fair.
Yeah,
I would
so
like
chances of them finding it would have been high.
I would also like to point out we have Goron and Zora, but Sonata. So we can't get into a dungeon, despite picking up a pretty nice jackpot of checks in Graveyard. Thanks, game. Thanks a bunch.
It's just like it's been hinting at magic this whole time with magic pickups, but no magic.
Yeah, actually, Magic Bee is a very conspicuously absent for as late as we are.
And especially having Goron Mask, it would definitely be worth finding it.
That being said, there are two potential Way of the Hero locations we can check, being the Pinnacle Rock chests and the Road to Icona Punch Rock. But we're about to see a huge number of pots checks here in the Goron racetrack, because yeah, all those magic pots, those are shuffled.
So we're probably looking at a potential racetrack loaded.
Buckle up.
Although it might not be as fast, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it's still a good Goron light speedway. Case in point.
Mask.
Blast Mask, yeah.
And Gibdo.
Well, too bad Well's foolish. Letter to Cafe Letter to Cafe is foolish too. Thanks, game. You're not helping. To answer your question, chat, Goron Mask was found in the Day 3 grave pots. Happy 1 hour, folks. We've kind of actually just brought this seed to life here.
Now, finding Goron and Zoro Mask has kind of revitalized it.
Nice notebook.
Oh, since they found bombers, we can finally check if Notebook is randomized as well.
Notebook shouldn't be randomized, I don't think. We would have definitely noticed by now.
Keaton.
Okay. Keaton Mask, I think, is Force Junk in these settings.
So just as useful as getting circus leaders.
Pretty much. Chat can verify with that. Yeah, it is. That's what I thought. Thank you, folks. Alright, so what have we found so far in these pots? We found a foolish cafe... a foolish... what's it's called? We found a foolish letter to Cafe. Skygoro just got yeeted into the wall to a death with a following oof. We found a foolish Gibdo Mask. Or a useless Gibdo Mask, because we already have Garo and Well is foolish. So yeah, that was a pretty pathetic racetrack, to be honest.
Yeah, very uneventful. I was expecting more from that.
Yeah.
It seems Nasho is going to Pinnacle. Could he do the 2 chests without the magic? Was there a way to cheese the eels a little bit?
I'm sorry, say again?
The eel chests, the upper and lower ones. Would he be able to do this without magic, or
yes,
with
you
it?
can land on the edges of the caves and use fins.
Okay, so you won't immediately get sucked in by him.
Yes, you'll see that here from Nasho. But yeah, right now, yeah, that racetrack was looking pretty lousy.
Especially for how late they had to get it.
Yeah, not to mention Keg was also locked by Night 3 too. We had a lot of stuff locked by Night 3. We had Goron Mask locked by Night 3. We had Keg locked by Night 3. So you are not one-cycling this, seed whether you like it or not.
We have forced restart. Now, I noticed Nasho picked up Azora egg. Would that be worth it at this point?
Yes, because it's required. And with Goron Mask, we can get into Pirate's Fortress through the sewers now. Unfortunately, one bottle PF is going to be less than ideal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's gonna take quite a bit to get them all out.
Not to mention, we already have to make 3 trips back to Pinnacle Rock just to get the other 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. That chest is gilded. Nom 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 nom.
Those ice traps aren't in this, are they?
No. Ice traps are disabled. There will be no fools this seed.
Oh, worth it. Hook shot.
You were saying, Fox? There's our way of the hero for Pinnacle Rock. So yeah, now eggs is fully in logic, because now we can get all the eggs in Pirate's Fortress too. Oh, 1 bottle eggs. That's gonna suck. Because yeah, the only other bottle we know about right now is on boat archery.
There's no way we're getting to that.
Not unless we get a Deku Mask. It is, chat brings up a great point though, it is Oath. So, Oath you can save for later.
That is true, considering it's a very late game item. But it's still a very long thing to do.
Yeah, so unfortunately Nasho has to get this egg out of his inventory, otherwise he can't check the day 1 ranch soil. So, as I often say, and this chat is what we call improvising. And yeah, we're going to see Pirate's Fortress now from Nasho. Now, he shouldn't take too long with this. I think we're going to see Pirate's Fortress from Nasho, but yeah, still shouldn't take too long.
No, he's got the 3 outside chests, the 1 inner, and the 1 chest that's guarded. I forget her name, but guarded by the Gerudo.
Yeah, not to mention there's also the chest that's, of course, guarded by bees.
We love bees here.
We do love bees here. Ooh, we are going to see the Gwei race, courtesy of the Goron mask. But yeah, I see how the Gwei is zooming now with Goron. Okay, first blue rupee drop is a frog.
That's interesting. Hopefully Frog Choir is not required.
It is not, because that is also a long quest, which means that's been turned, which means that since we have eggs already, that is turned off.
Okay, I didn't realize Frog Quest also counted as a long one.
Yeah, Frog Choir, Andrew and Cafe, eggs are considered a long quest. Unfortunately, it's just a fairy drop. That's unfortunate.
Nasho is boosting to the ledge, but I didn't think that we saw anything worthwhile, which 10 arrows.
Ooh, so Nasho's gonna invert here. Give himself a little bit more time. Not often we see an invert in a race.
It's just that uncommon.
You know, generally you want time of day to keep moving and to adjust your routing alongside it, but in this case, Nasho needs to spend a lot of time here and wants to still make it to Day 1 Ranch in order to A, check the soil, and B, check Romani's game.
He's definitely got to be quit. He's got, what, 3 hours left?
Yeah, it would have been a couple of minutes, which is not enough time to sweep the entirety of PF. I would still sweep PF to check the chests. I would reset cycle and come back for eggs or get more bottles and come back for eggs later. Because yeah, this is not going to be a fun time with 1 bottle. And no magic for that matter, which we're still looking for. That being said, we should check the Road to Icona Punch Rock before too long goes by too, because that's a Way of the Hero location.
Who knows, magic could be hiding there, and
if magic is hiding there, then we're looking for a lot of unhinted stuff. Because we're looking for, at minimum, Deku, Ice, and, well, we might know where lights are. Deku is potentially locking lights right now in village, on the village ledge behind the Swamp Title D turn-in. So we're looking for Deku to lights and ice, which at the rate we're going to be going into those with no hits.
that is true. So ice would still be required in a run like this. You can't cheese the, not...
You cannot, because the logic does not, even with FD Anywhere, the logic does still expect, with FD Anywhere, we don't have the tricks where FD lets you skip ice arrows for getting up to Iconic Canyon or going through Great Bay Temple. Those 2 particular FD Anywhere tricks are not turned on.
Okay.
I remember we had a long discussion about this on another race 2 weeks ago, so...
Sky's going for the, Bayou Baba check, which is just a purple rupee. Sometimes I forget that even exists.
Alright, ooh, that looked like a big chest. I'll have to get that on the way out. Also, Nasho did pick up the egg here. I'm just now realizing. So Nasho apparently does plan to hold on to, Nasho does apparently plan to hold on to the egg and hopefully try to get Oath this cycle. Oh, hello, Ice Arrow. Oh, remember how I said we could be looking for a lot of unhinted items? Suddenly, Deku Mask might actually just solve the seed. If we don't need Mirror Shield. Well, that and magic, of course, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say... I just realized Sky didn't have Romani's mask.
Nope. Nothing there. Sorry, I already did my bees joke today.
At least you can see that check with the camera angle.
Indeed, but we did get a Camaro mask in one of the pots. That could be something. Alright, so I think Nasho's pretty much done here.
I mean, at the end of the day, he has two eggs at least. It's better than having none of them.
Yeah, I see Nasho's thought process is that, you know, at this point, you can do it. It's in logic. So you do want to start progressing towards that. And I still would try to come back with another bottle later. That will save you at least one trip to both locations. So I don't recommend committing completely to eggs right now. That being said, I wonder how I could foresee runners doing boat archery just for for the second bottle at this point. Because boat archery, yes, it requires clearing a dungeon, but after that, it's not a terribly long check, but it also requires saving Komei, which we actually haven't even done because the first bottle was late.
Is that just like a once and then active? I always thought that if you beat the temple, stuff that you didn't do would be active.
I think you still have to heal Kome at least, but after that you're in business, because otherwise Kome's not at her station. There is still 1 hour left on first day here, so Nasho is going to make a quick detour to Ocean Spider House, probably check the chest, and then this is probably where we see him dip out and go to... we probably see him dip out and go to Ranch.
Now, I don't remember if I asked this, but are ocean rewards all randomized as well?
The Skull House, the 30 token rewards are all force junk, regardless of settings. But we haven't seen any Skull tokens in other checks, so it's a fairly safe bet that Skulls are in their vanilla locations. We've got pots in here too. I keep forgetting with pot shuffle enabled. It looks like it's all pots too, because dungeon pots are shuffled. Yeah, it's all pots.
Nasho grabbed the infamous bean from that pot.
Bean could be pretty important for later.
I'd assume because, well...
And to clarify with chat, yes, Nasho checked the pots already on first cycle. The entrance pots on first cycle.
Doesn't seem like Ocean was that worth it.
No, and interestingly, Nasho deciding to bail out before checking the chest. And also has to go buy the keg, too. And this is Nasho's third cycle, too, because he blew through second cycle to do Graveyard.
Which turned out to be extremely worth it with Goron and Zoro.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can see Nasho's reasoning for inverting here as well. Just enough time to still get day one ranch out of the way.
Still really cutting it extremely close.
I always take it as the closer you get to missing the deadline but not missing it, the more efficient you've been. So I treat like closer times as a sign of skill. That being said, Nasho is going to make one quick detour to Biobaba Grotto first.
Guess it is a relatively quick check.
Probably going to see a Sword of Milk Road here. Nope.
Just gonna roll it. I respect it.
No, probably a quick peek of the underwater chest. Oh, nope, that's nothing. Oh, Milk Road's just straight up right here. Never mind. This is going to be tight.
It's like being on the edge of your seat. Is he gonna make the check or not?
I think he's okay. I think he's okay here. Looks like Skygoro... Yeah, it looks like Skygoro has also inverted as well to try and take advantage of this day one ranch. But yeah, it's just barely going to make it, because time is frozen during the Romani game. I'm a little concerned about the fact that... I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that we haven't gotten a Ranch Sisters hint yet. I don't think, for the record, I don't think we're going to see a blind check of aliens. That would be a pretty large sink of time for probably no benefit. But nevertheless, it's certainly something that I'm thinking about.
You never know, and these are 3 easy Romani checks, but given that, well, Magic could still be behind there, Deku could still be behind there.
Yeah. And right now, Deku and Magic are the 2 big question marks. That was a fast Romani game. Nice job, Nasho. Alright, and this is Storms. With a questionable music tune. It was silent, but I could hear that. Now, Nasho's going to grab some bugs real quick and check the day 1 soil before too long goes by as well. Just barely managing to squeeze all that out. Did Skygoro it doesn't look like Skygoro got the bottle. Okay, it was just a large magic jar. So Skygoro is not going to be able to check that day 1 ranch soil. Yeah, because the bottle we know of is in Great Bay pots, Great Bay Coast pots.
Sky's been around Great Bay. I'm surprised he hasn't grabbed them.
I wonder if he dipped out due to time and was a little bit spooked by the time. But we can now check a very late swamp here. Because, yeah, this is our first time dipping into swamp besides Woods of Mystery at the 1 hour, 20-minute mark. Now, Swamp Spider House, even though the skulls aren't shuffled, there are a lot of checks here. This also gives us a chance to double-check the Dungeon Rupee scenario. Because there should...
You would be talking about the floating rupees above the pots, correct?
The floating rupees above the pots, so that'll allow us to check for Dungeon Rupees. The soils are going to yield skulls, so those actually aren't going to be a big deal. There is also a hint stone we can double check, because we are still missing a couple of hints, I think. We're not missing any Watts or Foolishes. We're done with those. We're almost done with our Watts, too. Pinnacle Rock's Watt is most definitely going to be Hookshot. Ranch's Wath is... It could either be Garo Mask outright or Swamp Tidal D to Light Arrows. Take your pick.
It's definitely gotta be Light Arrows.
Butler is still dead. We knew that already.
Sky here looks like he's contemplating something.
No, what Sky just did is update his tracker to confirm that it was definitely Light Arrows up top on the hill. On the cliff. So yeah, we see here Nasho's gonna try and check these pots. Oh, I take it back. That is a red potion. Late game shops are not turned on.
Very interesting. So no shops.
Oh, well.
Effectively, well, at least that means that they don't have to really hunt for wallets.
Yeah, I don't think that's what Nasho wanted to do here. Almost got stuck there. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to go out and around here. We could check Lullaby. Okay, there you go.
Lullaby is just vanilla.
Okay, we can finally get into and clear a dungeon. Unfortunately, Skygoro never got fire arrows yet from Great Bay Tingle. Oh, dungeon reds are shuffled. Wonderful. And it had a bottle.
2 bottles, at least it's early.
I don't think the blues are, though. That's a lot of rupees shuffled in this setting. Hello there.
So, at least Swan provided some good intel.
Overworld reds are shuffled, so dungeon reds. Oh, okay. Thank you, Pocho. So I guess it's just dependent on the rupee type. It's not dependent on if it's overworld. Okay, so those aren't as separate as last time. So blues and reds with... Oh, man. That's going to be spicy for later. We never saw a postman minigame.
You got Sky here doing it.
Now, we still have not seen the Deku Playground blue rupees.
Which that would mean those are most very well randomized as well.
Although, that being said, the only thing that could be, that's worth anything, is something that leads to Mirror Shield. Because Deku... Or it could be magic. Could be magic. Because, yeah, still no magic. I'm very surprised we haven't seen people dip Road to Icona yet. We have Hookshot and Goron Mask, which means that's 2 Waff checks we can check right away. And yeah, you can see the notebook is definitely not turned on. But Nasho has set up Midnight Meeting nonetheless. Now we're going to see that that Pinnacle Rock, not Pinnacle Rock, Road to Icona play.
Yeah, and there's quite a few checks that they can do. Or at least you get the Path Grotto. You could check the Pillar one.
Yeah, the only thing we can't check here is Shiro.
Oh yeah, because we still need Lens and Magic.
Which would be hilarious if Lens was here.
Imagine they find Lens here.
Bubble! Bubble!
He is being harassed.
Oh, that's not what you want to see in a Waff location. Is the Mountain Village scrub purchase 500 rupees? Oh, never mind.
Oh, there's Deku.
So that's Deku to Light Arrows. We're literally just Magic Go mode. That is actually really, really good. Well, it's either Magic or Magic plus Mirror Shield Casino. Take your pick.
Oh, let's hope it's just Magic.
But yeah, that locks out a huge amount of checks. It locks out Hot Spring Water. It locks out... Actually, no, it doesn't lock out Hot Spring Water. Because you can still technically get it from the well. And the Gibdo Mask itself wasn't foolish. Interesting. But yeah, Nasho is going right back for Light Arrows, as you can see.
I don't blame him having all 3 elemental arrows. Pretty good, even without magic. I would say this puts Nasho at a very big advantage. Now with all 3.
Okay. It was a blue rupee on the Goron scrub.
Oh.
But yep, there's our light arrows.
Sky going for Goron racetrack, not knowing that it's all junk.
So we're going on a unhinted magic. We're looking for unhinted magic right now. We have access to a lot of dungeons. Anything stopping a mirror casino situation? Only if healing is on Egos. Now, right now, I'm still convinced Elegy is on Boss Blue Warp. But it could be healing on Boss Blue Warp, in which case, yeah, have fun full clearing the whole game looking for Mirror Shield.
They are right, there are 2 magics in this seed, and not finding at least one of them.
Nasho is not going to make it. Okay. Can you say tight? Literally, that came down to Nasho picking the right mask to hop out of the water. If Nasho didn't pick Deku, that would have been a KO.
And great timing that he had.
Indeed.
Sky looks like he's a little frustrated with Goron Racetrack.
Meanwhile, we got the pots up top here. Silver Rupee and a fairy. Honestly, that fairy wouldn't go amiss given the circumstances. But we can check Bean Daddy. We can check the Bean Daddy purchase now, though. And to clarify with chat, oh yeah, Butler items haven't been hinted dead. That's a great point. Because we have blues and reds shuffled, some Butler rupees are also shuffled.
Wait, so the rupees inside when you're chasing them around?
Mm-hmm, those are checks. If they're blues and reds. Okay. Nasho, you are aware you just spent, like, a ridiculous amount of money to get those beans, right? 40 rupees?
Hey, I mean, the bean guy seems like he enjoys them. They're probably worth the price.
Now, having that third bottle, to be fair, is great. Unfortunately, it's the gold dust bottle, so we're gonna have to find another way to turn that in later. Nasho is overstocking on bugs here. Understandably, for the two soils here in Palace.
Just more money.
Yeah, you got 1/4 heart, might as well death warp. Now, what's nice is, if it's a non-unique item like a rupee of some kind, it gets triplicated in the soils if it's set to full soils, and not just a single item soil. So that was actually 3 silver rupees.
I didn't know that could be possible. I always thought that it would just disappear after the one.
Well, they will if it's a unique item like a heart piece or a mask. But if it's a non-unique item like a rupee or a, even Chateau, I think, could be triplicated in this fashion. Another bottle in Deku Palace. Well, how about that?
He's looking pretty good with having the long quest.
This is exactly what Nasho needs right now, because now it's only one trip both directions to either Pirate's Fortress and Pinnacle Rock, and he's golden. He can get eggs this cycle. Oh wait, no. Nasho, yeah, he can get eggs this cycle.
I was gonna say, that was some excellent foresight to collect the 2.
Indeed. And even if he didn't, all he would have to do at this point is dump the gold dust, and he would be in business. Because, yeah, there were 2 bottles in Deku Palace. You are not gonna... Yeah, I was about to say, Nasho, you are not gonna make that. To answer question, chat, the seed's not too bad so far, except we have one minor hiccup here where we're in an unhinted magic casino at the moment. There's New Wave.
Almost all of the entrance section. No, that is all the entrance songs.
Except Elegy, which at this point I'm still convinced it's Boss Blue Warp. It's also probably not looking good for Dungeon Entrance Randomizer either.
Oh, those are turned on as well then. Or it could be. That's a setting that could be turned on.
Dungeon ER could be turned on. Whoops. Dungeon ER and Boss Room Shuffle could be turned on, but Dungeon ER is definitely... I don't think Dungeon ER is turned on at this point. Boss Shuffle might be. Not that that matters at this point. We have the tools necessary to beat all of them. That's a lie. We do not have magic for We do not have magic for Goat. And do you really want to do George without magic?
That
So,
is
yeah.
true. So you
So,
don't
yeah.
even, well, I was gonna say, Twin mode you still can use fire and ice even if they don't find Giant's Mask.
Yeah, and regular arrows will suffice. It's not a great fight, but it's doable. Skygoro is just going straight for Woodfall Temple, given that he is currently missing all of his elemental arrows. And this is with knowing about lights. Yeah, this, from his perspective, this seems like the most sensible thing to do. Because he doesn't know about ice yet, which I'm blanking on where ice arrows ran off to. They were in Pirate's Fortress.
Yeah, they were on the bottom chest, right below the hookshot target.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing what we know, for Sky, could this be a huge gamble for his time?
The only thing that Sky could get here that we don't already know about is magic and mirror shield. At this point, I don't think so, because right now, the problem Skygore has is that he's missing ice and bottles, and given what we know, and he went straight for Woodfall Temple without going to Deku Palace, interestingly. Also, it looks like the dungeon entrances weren't shuffled, so looking good on that front. I don't know what the story is about keys yet either, because it could be keys shuffled within dungeons too. Boss keys specifically could be shuffled within any dungeon.
Are they just specifically in any dungeon? They can't be out in the overworld?
They cannot be out in the overworld.
And then assuming same with small keys, they could be in dungeon, or... I guess if they were out of dungeon, we would have saw one by now.
If they were out of dungeon, we definitely would have seen one by now. I think Small Keezy is... I can't remember if Small Keezy is always on. I know for Big Keys, it's either Big Keezy, Vanilla, or... Big Keezy, Vanilla, or within all dungeons. Now, we did get this Great Fairy Mask very early, so we're going to see if this does reveal us anything.
I would hope so, especially when certain checks pretty much require you having it.
Oh, so it's small and big keys are the same for same settings. So yeah, if they're turned off for one, they're turned off for the other as well. So no sign of keys though at the moment. No sign of any locked doors.
Could doors just be open in these settings or no?
Doors could just be straight up open, yes. Which would be the best case scenario, and I've seen a lot of Keezy lately. We're actually kind of just holding hands a little bit here. There are some pots here, though, so we're going to want to check these. Not to mention the frog is a check as well, since frogs are shuffled.
And given we found one out in the overworld, it's a good chance they could be something important.
Well, actually, we can't even check this frog because we don't have Dongero.
True.
Yeah, this is the a rare occurrence here, folks, where we're potentially a magic away from go mode. Oh, I'm sorry. The other section's clarifying. The small and big keys could both be different settings. They're not the exact same. This is a small chest. Mountain Deed. Razor Sword. Not going to say no to Razor Sword either. Because, yeah, we're not doing good on offense here. We were looking at a Kokiri Sword Majora there for a little bit.
Would have been an interesting run, but the Majora fight would be really nice.
Would have been extremely painful. Especially since we're only running on 6 hearts. That's not the best for a low offense seed.
Luckily, early game enemies don't hit quite as hard.
No. Unfortunately, it's not like Wind Waker where you can pretty much get away without a heart container the whole seed.
Which that in itself is pretty impressive. You're basically doing a no-hit at that point.
Nothing of importance in this chest. The unfortunate downside to all of this is that we're going to basically be full clearing every dungeon we come across looking for the things we're missing.
Which is gonna suck, because, I don't know, Woodfall doesn't seem like it's shaping up to have some interesting stuff.
Yeah, it hasn't done anything too crazy. It's given us a sword and a mountain title deed at the very least. Whoops, that did not go as envisioned. Oh, small keys are, there is a small key somewhat lying somewhere around here. How about that?
I'm shocked we haven't found it yet.
It's a little alarming we haven't found it yet, because it could mean keys are randomized within their dungeons.
Yeah, but at least Woodfall is small enough to where it's,
Whoop.
you know, more contained.
True. Yeah, the Great Bay Temple small key is going to be the one we're going to be watching.
Oh, that one is going to be rough if it's not early in.
We still can't even get to Snowhead Temple right now because we don't have magic. This lack of magic is painful for all the wrong reasons.
Couldn't you technically still get into... Oh, no, because you need to go on roll. There's no way to get across the gap.
You can do it, out of logic. You have to just kind of hug the wall in a specific angle. Oh, boss keys are required too. All right, chat, buckle up. We need stuff. Oh, never mind. It's right in front of the door.
I just saw Nasho's got his gilded sword. He's looking pretty good in terms of offense.
Yeah, it's right there on the pedestal. So yeah, both swords were also in Woodfall Temple. Okay. So at least Woodfall was an offensive dungeon. Not going to say no to that.
Yeah, I can't complain about higher damage, so it wasn't all too much of a time sink at least.
Is that magic? Is that literally just magic right on that pillar?
It was.
Literally everything was in Woodfall Temple.
And here I was thinking Snowhead was going to be the loaded one.
And Woodfall Temple wasn't hinted Way of the Hero because...
Yeah, throw in some extra spice.
So right now, if this is Elegy on Boss Blue Warp, this is seed solved. And actually, we're looking at a pretty fast seed. But if this is healing, have fun full clearing the... Okay, seriously? How was that not a hit? Whatever. Have it your way, game.
Nasho's getting a bit bullied by Odawa. Oh no, he's all set.
If this was extended magic on Oldawa, I would have literally fallen off my chair laughing.
I think that just wouldn't perfect the round out Woodfall.
Alright. Our song is Song of Healing. Have fun full clearing literally the whole game looking for Mirror Shield. Buckle up, folks. We got a Mirror Shield casino.
So what exactly does it mean when Song of Healing is on the blue warp check?
Well, what it means also is that everything behind a healing check is dead. Because Stone Tower Temple was full... Well, wait. Hold on. Healing doesn't necessarily have to be foolish. Healing could still lead to Elegy. So... Like, Stone Tower Temple could be locked by Song of Healing. So I take that back. Healing's not foolish. So... We've blown our watts at this point. We're fairly certain. I'm gonna get a Bank 2 check. Another hundo. That's almost within striking range of Bank 3. We have seen sometimes hints. We've seen that Ice Arrow Chest is dead and Gossip Stones are dead.
So it's shaping up to be a bit of a long seed.
It's shaping up... Well, the thing is, when it comes to a casino, Mirror Shield can only be in one spot. And we have to find that spot. And it could be, at this point, literally anywhere. So, in a casino scenario like this, what ends up happening is you have a choice. You can either, depending on how you feel, prioritize density, which in Nasho's case would be dungeons, and hope that Mirror Shield falls on your lap into density. Or, if you're feeling behind, you could take a gamble for the one-off checks, and if that one-off check happens to be your item, then there's you possibly have saved a lot of time. But I don't think we're going to see that, certainly not from Nasho, because Nasho has pretty much the whole game open.
Yeah, he has really no worries at this point.
That being said, could we please open a bet for Mirror Shield?
So when you open a bet for Mirror Shield, where do you think it will be?
I gotta... I'm not sure. Because we never saw the Ranch Sisters hint, right? Yeah, we never saw the Ranch Sisters hint. I don't know if Ranch Sisters gets removed, downgraded to a sometimes. I don't think it does. But I would like to see it on Ranch Sisters. I'm gonna bet aliens once the bet is enabled.
If there is beavers, I was seeing some people type beavers. I'm like, I kind of agree. It might be beavers.
Alright, it looks like keys are all within their own dungeons. Getting a Snowhead key is really nice.
I didn't quite see what was below that platform where Nasha was looking.
I did not see either, but if it was a required fairy or something like that, he would have just popped on the Great Fairy Mask and grabbed it.
Yeah.
Skygoro is going to get the double bottles that are here in this Deku Palace. So yeah, Skygoro is currently, like, compared to Nasho, quite a bit behind. Hasn't picked up ice arrows out of Pirate's Fortress. Hasn't gone back for light arrows either. But again, it's literally going to come down to who finds Mirror Shield first. Now, if Skygoro continues to follow in Nasho's footsteps, he's never going to get ahead. Because by the time... If he's just following Nasho, Nasho's going to have Mirror Shield before Skygoro, assuming they check the same stuff in the same order. Granted, Skygoro is unlikely to do that since he's not currently packing fire arrows, which was found on Great Bay Tingle. And we have not checked Shiro yet, to answer question chat. We do not have Lens. Excuse me? Arrows? Pots? What is that?
It's the hardened pots.
Got a bet for Secret Shrine? Yeah, Shrine is wide open. All of Icana's wide open except Stone Tower Temple. Buckle up here, chat.
Sky getting New Wave, which is good for him.
You know what I'm actually surprised at? No sign of FD. All that FD, no FD before remains today for a change.
Makes for a more interesting scene. I would have been a little disappointed if someone found FD pretty early.
Yeah, it's very common, at least in the races I call, that we find FD before any remains. Oh, there's the boss key.
Easy Snowhead boss key is always appreciated.
Have we checked New Way? Have we checked Moons? I don't think we've seen a Moons tier. And yeah, keys are definitely, like, in their own dungeons. Random within their own dungeons. Oh, Clawtown Stray Fairy. Where have you been? Well, besides here, obviously.
Hiding out. Which that gets him 2 checks. You know, maybe Mirror Shields be there.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Deku Playground rupees either. Could be Smithy too. We got that gold dust bottle really recently. Oh, there's one of our huge rupees. Which I don't think we need at this point. I don't think we need to worry about money. Like, probably one of the funniest spots it could be is Bank 3. Oh, hi, FD. You're late to the party, too.
Nasho is just... he's blazing through now.
Yeah, we went from, by the way, before entering dungeons, like within the last 20 minutes, from Kokiri Sword to Gilded plus FD.
And for a while there, it was mainly just, you know, rupees here and there, heart pieces.
And it looks like we have FD anywhere. Big man! Yeah. At this point, I would say Nasho has a... Oh, Skygoro is shield spamming. Not quite sure what happened there.
After his luck, I don't think I blame him.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be real... Under these conditions, it's going to be real tough for Skygoro to catch up. Like, he would have to basically walk into, he would like have to waltz into the butler items. Oh, hi, Moon's tier. He would like have to waltz into the butler's hideout and get Mirror Shield, and also double back for Ice Arrows at about the same time. And get and buy fire as well, so.
Which is an insane thing to do.
Oh yeah, and Skygoro doesn't even know that soils are shuffled yet. Or just now discovered that soils are shuffled, so yeah, that's kind of yikes.
That's a lot of checks that they have missed. But I don't think a lot of them were too important, so he's not missing out on much at least.
No, the soils didn't have anything important. We are scooping up oh, on the note of Butler, that's exactly what Skygoro is going to do. He has just picked up Deku Princess.
His gamble might pay off.
Oh, what was that? Was it a... What is that? Oh, the Royal Wallet. So yeah, when Price Shuffle or Shop Sanity is enabled, I think actually only Price yeah. I think it's only Price Shuffle. But it could be Price or Shops, I keep forgetting. But if anything related to prices is changed, Royal Wallet is enabled.
Which makes sense, definitely, to account for the higher numbers that you can get.
Okay, so yeah, only anything having to do with prices enables Royal Wallet. That's what I thought. Like Shop Sanity, but standard prices, I wouldn't have thought would have turned that on.
I just noticed Skygoro's name was High Comms.
Yeah, very nice. All right, so we're going to get to see the Deku Butler items, Butler race items. Ooh, just barely. Nasho just barely squeezed into that little side hall there. All right, let's see how this plays out. So now, if Skygoro finds Mirror Shield here, that is actually a pretty big deal. Nasho could, as Fox just points out as well, so we're on the same wavelength, Nasho could possibly not come here for a long time. Because in Nasho's mind, he's got 2 temples to clear out here, as well as everything that was magic locked prior, as well as healing checks. There's a lot he can do before going back to Woodfall to grab Deku Princess, and then,
Which definitely will put Sky at a high advantage of, turning this around. So as long as he can remember to go back to Pirates and get ice and fire.
Yeah, so here are 2. Those are the only apparently 2 non-green rupees in the area, so Skygoro has decided, nope. Yeah, it looks like it's a silver and a red, so... Ooh, Pictobox. Ah ha ha ha. Pinnacle Rock Way of the Hero Mirror Shield, anybody?
That would be a very interesting check to have. I would say that's gonna be the final key that Nasho needs to full clear Snowhead.
I think so.
Left side Woodfall Temple, I didn't realize they both did skip it. That would be an interesting thing to miss. I'd be a little angry if that came up.
Alright, Nasho just double checking to see if the big key chest is required, which it is not. Ocean Title Deed turning could be Mirror Shield. That's been in play for a hot minute. Could be Shrine. Could be Pamela. Mirror Shield on Pamela would be would be so rude.
Sky getting his light arrows.
Ooh, I don't think Nasho's angle is correct here. So, yeah, he's going to improvise with bombs.
Now, I would assume bombs always trip Scott like that.
Yes. Ooh, almost got away, but Nasho recovered from that pretty nicely.
A very nice and quick got kill. Sky looks like he's getting fire arrows.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy putting this off as long as he has.
Yeah.
He's also about to find ice arrows, too, because he'll probably be heading to PF in a little bit. So...
I would hope so.
Oh! That was a Stone Tower Temple small key. So small keys are actually in any dungeon. We just somehow didn't see any other ones until now.
That is not great.
Big oof. Boat archery is the milk bottle. Thanks, game. We knew that already. Can I have a ranch sister hint, please? Give me my aliens. Especially since right now it's just too late.
We're coming up on, like, 2 hours now. Still no mirror shield.
This, honestly, is... If you're in a casino for one item, stuff like this is actually pretty typical.
Well, the sheer number of checks, especially with having most of the progression items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, small discount for Smithy 1, being only 90 rupees today. Didn't actually need a wallet, but we started with one anyway, so whatever.
I was thinking, I'm surprised they're just checking Smithy.
Stone Tower Temple foolish. Thanks, game. We knew that already.
Well, it seemed Butler didn't prove as useful.
Unfortunately. Is this pot different? Oh, I guess so.
I guess it's just one of those pots that doesn't have the hitbox extended above, because it looked like it was hitting it, or at least the top of it.
And on that note, folks, happy 2 hours. We are in a Mirror Shield casino. You are currently watching the Majora's Mask Randomizer Season 2 Mystery Tournament. Today we've got Nasho3D and skyygoro putting on a great show for you here on this Friday afternoon. And
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a very interesting seed. It was a little slow at first, but we really picked up the pace here.
Indeed, and yes, our race is being tracked this afternoon by Alley-Oops and B-Bending R, and I'm joined in the booth today by Philosophy, and Tom Altak is currently our restreamer. So yes, we thank you folks for joining us, and yeah, we got a lot to cover here. skyygoro was actually kind of just... Oh, did skyygoro get Bank 3 while we weren't looking?
Debatable. I think that was 2.
Okay, because the Hundo Rupee from Bank 2 would have put him in striking distance of Bank 3, because he had 420 at the time. Nice. Dumped 500. And that would have... I guess not. Bag 3 must have not been anything major. Maybe it was another bottle? Question mark? Ah. It was a blue rupee. Okay, thank you, chat. Alright, Nasho is going to go full clear Great Bay Temple.
That'll be his third temple over Sky. Sky's got a lot of work to do.
So yeah, as far as our settings today, folks, we have small keys in any dungeons. It looks like big keys are in their own dungeons. Okay, big man. Who needs hookshot?
I was to say, that's a very interesting way to get up onto the turtle. It would seem that Sky is going for the small minor checks.
Yeah, Sky has 3 bottles now, so he can pick up all 3 eggs. There's another one of the keys.
At least it's effectively eliminating Pinnacle Rock. Well, besides seahorses. We haven't...
Yeah.
I thought that was Seahorse for a second there, but that was just a room key.
Yeah, Seahorse, I think, is considered a mundane item anyway, so that wouldn't have been shuffled.
Oh.
And we do have a Picto Box that did show up in Snowhead Temple.
Would it be safe to assume the Picto Box rewards are also randomized?
Only the, no, since mundane items are not shuffled, the Picto Box rewards are not shuffled either. The exception being the Tingle photo and, actually, yeah, that's it. And, getting the Seahorse, of course. The Seahorse's check could be, something. But otherwise, unless mundane items are enabled, things like the Lulu photo or the Swamp photo rewards are not shuffled. To clarify with chat, we've seen runners check the pots. Nasho at least checked the pots. Did not check the chest, however.
But Jen, are you, you should be able to peek that chest in Ocean Skullhouse, shouldn't you?
Not without doing the puzzle, no. Unless FD lets you, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Great Bay Temple's going to have a lot of checks here, so if this isn't the answer, there's a good chance it's just chilling in Icona somewhere.
That would be rough if it was Pamela check. Can't be well check at least.
Yeah, it can't be in the well at the very least. It could be... Well, no, it can't... The well hot spring water would be useless at this point because we have fire arrows already. So as far as melting anything, that's all we would need it for.
Double magic from Nasho is really nice. Although he's got chat 2 going, so...
Is that... Yeah, is that ice or fire locked? Is that magic locked? Chat, help me double check on that one. Because I wonder if that's not a magic-locked magic, then we could have gotten either of the magics in any order. We could have gone to Woodfall Temple or GBT.
Just realized Nasho does not have a Great Bay Temple key, so he will not be able to at least do that part.
Oh yeah, we can't squeeze through that door, can we? Not unless the key's just chilling right around the corner.
It very well
Pot.
could be. Bomb, or bigger bomb bag.
Yeah, not gonna say no to more bombs at this point. Too far. Big man problems.
He launched himself.
All right, this is Sky. Go on.
Oh, I was gonna say Sky is heading back to Pirates. I wonder if there can be any more movement from Sky from here. If not, it's looking pretty rough for him.
Well, this is going to give Skygor his ice arrows. So this is actually effectively going to put him on the same item footing as Nasho. Oh, there's the Woodfall Temple small key. Interesting spot for that to be hiding. Also, there's an All Knights mask. Right, dungeon rupees are shuffled. All Knights mask, you could check that right after clearing this dungeon. That would send you into day 3. So it is early enough to cover that.
Yeah, and 2 checks out of the way would be pretty nice.
I'm trying to think if there's any other Clocktown checks we didn't get a chance to see because of late stuff. Goron Chess minigame comes to mind immediately. Clocktown Ferry. Deku Playground items. Deku Playground Blue Rupees. Which, if it's Deku Playground Blue Rupees, those have been in play for some time.
A while now.
Yeah, like for day 2 specifically, I think. I can't remember if day 3 the platforms go horizontally. You could cheese it, but I don't think the logic considers that.
I don't think you can. When you say cheese it, you're saying the Oh no, it's not instant mass transformations. Never mind.
You can either use mass transformations or Ocarina to move the rupees to the point where they fall off the platform.
Okay, so it wouldn't even matter if there is instant transformations on or off.
No, in this case it wouldn't, because you could again improvise with Ocarina. Don't know what's in the cage, but it doesn't look like a mirror shield yet.
Might get lucky here. It's Great Fairy Sword. Pretty good, considering it's a late game item.
Yeah, as I often say, it's nice, but it's not what we're looking for. Skygor is interested in whatever is in the cage here. Oh, pots.
It's a very good reason. And he got Mass Sense, so we can go do a Koeme, or however you pronounce it.
So that the only thing that's good for is picking up the blue potion from the witch shop, and right now that's not going to do us any good.
True. I honestly I don't remember what witches or what the witch was selling.
Well, her shop wouldn't have been randomized anyway. Also, GBT key in its own dungeon. But yeah, we have no need for Sniffa today. Now here's the million rupee question: will Nasho go back and fight Wart? Because that's a tough question to ask yourself in a casino scenario. It's like, do you fully commit to clearing literally everything, or do you still strategically skip select checks, and if it's just not that, you think you're screwed? So,
I think Nasho has the time to, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to do that. But then again, he doesn't know how Sky's looking, as we know.
yeah, in Nasho's case... Oh, there's the boss key. Right, he's got to go hunting for that, too. Oh, would you look at that? The boss key just chilling in front of the door. Again!
2 for 2, that's pretty crazy for it being that close.
Also, Dongero Mask. Now we can check those frogs. This seed is starting to give us some comedy, and I like it.
How do you figure?
Well, it's just because now all of a sudden some of these trash checks are starting to show up, like all the frogs, All Knight's Mask, and then there's the comedy of the keys being in front of their boss doors.
Yeah, Nasho has seen a frog.
Yeah, we've seen a frog. Skygoro has seen a frog, specifically from the Tournament of Field Gwei. So that's how he knows frogs are shuffled. Nasho, I don't think knows frogs are shuffled yet.
That was my bad. It was Sky and not Nasho.
Okay.
But I think at this point, in at least the back of my mind, I would think frogs are randomized. I would never rule that out.
Alright, that's a magic jar, but more importantly, that is 3 remains for Nasho.
Looks like we'll be getting some long checks now. I think Sky is finishing up Pirate's Fortress. Curious to see where Nasho is gonna go, though.
Yeah, at this point, Skygoro's got the bottles to make Pirate's Fortress relatively reasonable. But ice arrows, if I'm not mistaken, are, like, right around the corner.
Yeah, they're close.
And yeah, really only one place to go, and that's east.
Can't avoid it forever.
Oh, and it looks like Skygoro did get ice arrows while we were looking, so never mind.
He's on top of it. Nice bomb jumping over the fence.
Yeah. So Nasho does still have to go back for Oath eventually over Skygoro, but the upside right now to Nasho is that he is also up 2 dungeons.
Oh yeah. He has the time to waste at least. Unless Sky gets Mirror Shield at some point, but it seems like he's kind of just following in what Nasho is doing.
He also needs to not forget to finish eggs this cycle, otherwise he's going to have to start over.
That is true. I forgot Nasho had 2 eggs in the bank.
Which is not necessarily a problem because he's already got 4 bottles in his pocket, but even still. Yeah, now this
cheese is a good one.
Indeed. But yeah, that jump with FD that we just saw Nasho did, that is not considered in logic. So that trick is not enabled for FD anywhere. So that is basically the ice arrow limit to get yourself into Icona by logic.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
And that's just how the settings are set for this particular tournament. Oh, there are rupees in Shrine Lobby, too. I didn't even think about that. I don't know if those are
Quite a
greens or
few
not.
of them. All of them are greens, I think.
Oh, okay.
Besides the ending ones.
All right.
We'll find out on the way out.
Yep, this is our shrine clear. Excuse me a minute.
Yeah, it's not many uses for ice arrows. Well, technically, for Great Bay you need ice arrows, but outside of Great Bay you don't really need them.
I turn my back for 5 seconds.
And we get Mirror Shield.
It was right in the shrine pod. So yeah, that's basically GG. Nasho's got this in the bag.
And just clearing... Well, he still needs Elegy.
But yeah, I mean, Nasho's already setting up for last cycle, because it's just Clearstone Tower Temple, go get Oath, and then that's basically end of story. Overall, not a terrible seed.
Not as rough as I was thinking it was gonna be. I mean, granted, there was a lot of like back and forth for smaller checks, but it wasn't like too much of it.
Yeah, that was only locked at... You could have gotten that as early as Deku Mask to Light Arrows, pretty much.
Moving real quick with the hint. Our Garo, the Garo Master hints also in this too.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so potentially we could have got that as a hint.
Well, the hints wouldn't have pointed directly to Mirror Shield. They would have pointed to like a lot of the other sometimes hints. Which I don't think Shrine Pots count as one of them. Nasho, you're in go mode. You don't need land title deed.
Just needs to invest in his real estate. Very commendable.
We are D% though.
I'd say that's his fourth one, correct?
Yeah, that's all of them.
I didn't realize Deku could damage those guys.
Deku actually does great Fairy Sword damage on these guys.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Is that just something in the code, or...?
Yeah, just a weird quirk of the code.
That's funny.
The way the damage values were implemented. That being said, excuse me a minute.
Oh, there's Elegy. Looks like Nasho does have this in the bag. I don't think there's any way Sky can catch up. You know what? Axel, it's a very good headcanon. Yeah, finding Mirror Shield and Analogy, honestly, that's kind of been the theme of the run. Boss keys in front of the doors, key items with other key items. It looks like Sky is doing the Gerudo. And then now we just got a nice swim for Nasho. Should be pretty easy. What did you guys think? Do you think this is going to be a long or a short seed when you first started? Me personally, I think it would have been a little longer, given the state of the checks.
Anyways, I miss anything else?
Nope, we got Mirror Shield and Elegy, and Nasho is just swimming his way to victory.
Alrighty, so yeah. He's gonna pick up the rest of the eggs, grab Oath, breeze through Stone Tower Temple. Which, yeah, it looks like Stone Tower Temple was just foolish straight up for the key logic. Because Blue Boss Warp had nothing to do with discovering Elegy. So, yeah, it's only foolish because the keys are basically dead. Like, there's no keys in there.
Oh, that would make sense. I would say Nasho, no. Nasho hasn't found Stone Tower Key, but...
Yeah, boss keys are in their own dungeons anyway, so...
not a real worry there.
Yeah, it's just foolish, period. There is a world where healing could have led to Elegy, but not the case. Healing was just straight up useless.
I don't know. I think it's been a while since I've seen that healing is just useless. Now I have to ask, what does it mean by group banker?
So, in the group stages, Banker is the name of the group. We are in a group stage. And I think what's going to ultimately happen is because runners in the group stages have the same number of wins, we're going to have a tiebreaker match later down the road. I think we had a 3-person tiebreaker for Group Cafe, question mark? Or was it Group Anju that had a tiebreaker match recently? It was Group Cafe. Okay. But yeah. Like, the folks in Group Cafe had a 3-person tiebreaker match recently. In fact, let me see that challenge. If I can find where the challenge page ran off to.
Must have been a pretty good seed to have a tiebreaker like that.
Well, it's more like the, Yeah, I'll check Discord, Axel. It wasn't even the seeds, it's just that the runners won, like, an equal number of matches, so no runner had an advantage over the, had one more than another.
Okay, which checks out. Tell you what, Axel has some dad jokes, if I've ever seen them. Didn't see, but Nasser should just be finishing up Pirate's Fortress, correct?
Nasho is just grabbing the last couple of eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the last egg here, because he's already got one in his pocket from before. Good thing we didn't need to dump that gold dust.
I honestly thought they would have sold it or have dumped it by now.
The problem there is there's not a convenient time to do so, because by the time Nasho was out of dungeons, it wasn't the right time of night, or it was night 1. So turning in the gold dust wouldn't have been doable.
Looks like Sky is doing Ocean. A bit late, but can really appreciate the effort. I'd say it's a pretty exciting seed too.
Indeed.
Now for Long Quest, I would assume that it's always going to be one or the other. It's never all or none.
Yes. Like if long quests are enabled, then A, that long quest is hinted, and B, only that long quest among the long quests are turned on.
Well, at least now we begin our ascent the Stone Tower. I'd have to say the timing from Nasho's for his ascent was pretty clean.
Oh yeah, that didn't take long. Yeah, he's already almost topped the tower.
Nacho getting bonked, as it's per usual in Stone Tower.
Sorry if I'm distracted, by the way. I'm trying to find this challenge page so I can find out where everybody stands in the group stages.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just rambling about nothing. Now, are the restreams of those uploaded somewhere?
Most matches, if they were restreamed, will A, be up on their appropriate Twitch channels for a while as VODs, but they are also archived to YouTube. There should be a playlist for MMR Mystery Season 2. They're usually uploaded to YouTube within 2 days.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, they're very quick about that.
Yeah, I guess there wouldn't be a point for Nasho to complete, or at least uninverted Stone Tower Temple.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said I guess there wouldn't be a reason for Nasho to do uninverted Stone Tower.
Not unless the big key is hiding in there.
That is true. Well, with this luck, it's probably right in front of the boss door.
Yeah, in just one of those pots. Make it happen, game. Make it... It wasn't quite 4 for 4, but... Because Snowhead's key was someplace else.
Yeah. But the sentiment remains. Honestly, I'm gonna laugh if it's nowhere in inverted Stone Tower and it's just regular.
Not entirely out of the realm of possibilities at this point. Alright, so Skygore is resetting cycle here, but has picked up Oath. Could be one of these two checks, because this is a blue and a red. Nope.
Not if he gets grabbed.
Yeah, that guy wasn't about to give Nasho a hand. No, actually, that's exactly what he did. All right, will we have comedy?
Okay, I'm just... got some good intense... Ugh.
There's also the blue rupees here too, so there are like a lot of checks in this room.
It's a very high probability of it being in here.
Like there's 3 more blue rupees up top here. Nope.
It does not.
Small key and a... Small key and a... what's it called? Great spin.
I mean, could be worthwhile if it was an earlier time.
Now, couldn't it be on the pots? Aren't some of those pots shuffled?
They should be, so it very well could be.
Guess Nasho doesn't feel like checking. Oh, there's only...
I regret that.
Well, apparently there's only 1 pot shuffled in Stone Tower Temple, as chat's now enlightening me to.
Really? The Wizbro pot? I wouldn't have thought of that pot to be the only one randomized. Oh, as he makes his way to the Wizbro room. Sky getting his extended quiver.
Yeah, so Nasho's realizing, wait a minute, I got a problem here. I need to slow things down a little. Because if Nasho has to check the entirety of uninverted Stone Tower Temple looking for this big key, he's gonna need a few minutes.
Most definitely. And it's been quite a bit since he has slung the time, so he'd lose a decent bit of progress if he'd let the moon crash now.
Yeah, he would have to go get Oath again. He would have to complete all of his dungeons. Yeah, that would be possibly run breaking. Because if Skygoro completes GBT and then Snowhead Temple and then just goes straight for Shrine, which is pretty likely given that by this point he'll have full cleared the north and west, that's very likely gonna have him fall into Mirror Shield. So yeah, Nasho moon crashing right now would be a disaster. On the flip side, That's not the big key. On the flip side, if Nasho has the Song of Time, all that has to happen is that he just double times back to night 3. No biggie.
Yes, boss keys are in their dungeons for sure.
Yeah, because we found all 3 of the other boss keys in our own dungeon up to this point. So yeah, we are going to see we're going to see a flip here and check of uninverted. Whoops. Oh, well, there's the 4th, stone tower key.
Might
and yeah,
be good to know.
Skygoro just also marked that small keys are now in any dungeon. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot find this group stage challenge for the life of me right now, so I'm going to have to ask somebody in chat who may already have it to punch it up, or we'll go from there. That's another big chest. Now, believe it or not, we don't need that.
We do not, but the temptation's gotta be there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing Nasho could pick up that would be beneficial at this point. He now has 8 hearts, Chateau-boosted magic, and FD. He's fine.
He's basically a powerhouse at this point.
So yeah, we're gonna see a temple flip, followed by most likely a table flip from Nasho.
Lucky with uninverted, all the you can clear it out pretty fast. There's not too much that stands in your way here.
Yeah, this should be a fairly fast uninverted clear, especially you've got light arrows, you've got all the goodies. It got quiet in here suddenly.
Well, that is right. Nasho did not hit the owl statue.
Ooh, yeah. Would be a... Uh-oh. I was like, I heard it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a disaster. Game, please.
Well,
No sign of that.
Doesn't look like our chest.
Oh, fire ring chest would be pretty brutal. I switch fire arrow ring.
Oh yeah, because you have to do the little race to even get it started. Nasho being harassed by little wisps.
Another big... Wow, suddenly there's a ton of stuff in this dungeon. Foolish Stone Tower Temple, folks.
The game was just tricking you into thinking that it was foolish, but it wasn't.
There's some checks here, too. There's a, I think there's a red and 2 blues here.
I was gonna say the rupees are randomized.
Nope. There's no challenge bracket for the group stages. Okay, thank you, folks. Nope, no sign of a big key in that pile.
It's looking more and more dire for Nasho.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing. Like, as long as Nasho doesn't have a terrible twin mold fight, he should be okay. Incoming. Yeah, he should be okay. Oh, jeez, is it Light Arrow Chest?
Didn't we get a hint that one was junk?
That was Ice Arrow Chest. That was Ward, which is why nobody fought Ward, because it was already hinted dead. Yeah, Nasho still has a few minutes left. As long as Nasho finds the big key before the 90-minute mark, he should be okay. Incoming. Big man.
I always found it interesting that Garo Master can, like, parry off Fierce Deity Link's, like, shots.
It's not Light Arrow Chest. This is not looking good.
What was that, a Woodfall small key?
That was the 3rd Snowhead small key. Because there's only 1 each for Woodfall and Great Bay. There's 4 for Stone Tower, and there's 3 for Snowhead.
Okay. Sky getting Bunny Hood.
Oh, good grief. Where is this Stone Tower Temple boss key? Oh, is that it? I have no idea. I can't see.
He moves so fast.
It's not even that. The chest wasn't it. Oh, yeah, it's definitely there. Unless Nasho was crossing for other reason. Nope, crossing for other reason.
Guess he's fairly confident that it wasn't there.
Yeah, it could be the basement. There's a lot of checks down here.
Alright, moment of truth. There it is.
Finally. That's a bad spot. That is deep in the temple. That being said, Nasho still has 3 hours on the clock. He's fine.
Oh yeah, he's grooving as he should.
Yes, chat says 1 eternity later. So much later that the old narrator got tired and they had to hire a new one. Could you imagine if that happened and then I just switched out for somebody else?
You know, that would throw me for a loop. Honestly, you guys should do that as a bit at one point. Well, not now, because people in chat will know, but...
I mean, the race is also already just about over at this point.
Yeah.
If we were still in a Mirror Shield Casino by now, we probably could have gotten away with it.
Now I am curious on where Giant's Mask was.
We can ask Tom I'll talk to fire up the spoiler log when the race is over and find out.
Yeah, that'll be pretty interesting, considering they haven't found it.
Yeah, FD is perfectly fine for twin mode logic as well. Even without FD anywhere. But
yeah, I figured once they found FD, Giant's Mask was just negatable.
Yeah, Giant's Mask could even be in this dungeon. Well, actually, wait. Yeah, I think Giant's Mask could even be in here. Well, imagine if it was just on twin mode, just for the icing on the cake.
You know, the game would have such a great sense of irony if it did that. Is moon check in logic or no?
No, there are no checks on the moon in these settings.
Okay.
Oof, right in the gap between sword spins. Twin mode being rude.
Twin mode knows just how to like mess with you. I feel like they spent more time on twin mode's AI than the rest of like the AI in the game.
Fair enough. Although Goats is not too bad either. Well, except for the part where you could just, fire arrows at him.
Yeah, just stand from a spot and jump back and forth. Aside from that.
But yeah, Nasho again is still doing great on time. Even 90 minutes might have been a little generous. Oh no, 90 minutes would have been fine if you didn't want to rush it. But yeah, Nasho had one extra. Nasho could have gone 2 hours under and still been okay.
Which, I don't know, that speaks to a skill to be just calm in final countdown.
It is, and I think that's the beauty of MMRs, that it's not just a matter of finding the right stuff, it's also mapping out your time of day and trying to line that up with everything else too. Like, there was a lot of Day 3 lock stuff in this seed, with Day 3 Graveyard having Goron Mask, and Day 3 Day 3 Ranch having stuff.
Yeah, it was very surprising to see that a lot of stuff was Day 3 locked. I thought it at least would have been more spread out.
But yeah, overall, I wouldn't say this is a too terrible seed. I mean, we had a fairly long casino for Mirror Shield, but other than that, the rest of the seed wasn't too terrible.
No, fairly quick checks, nothing too insane or too obscure. Which definitely an enjoyable one. Didn't seem like it, it didn't seem to drag on.
Yeah, the nice thing about, and we actually got very lucky when it came to eggs, because if we did delay it, like, in the manner that we did, we were able to get bottles later.
Which I'm very glad that they did. That would have been a rough watching go back and forth with one bottle.
Skyygoro is having a little bit of trouble with the kick jump to the seesaw here.
One's always a little bit tricky to land.
Appropriate final boss music, commence!
I think a fairy hunt would be kind of fun. And there's a lot of them, but...
Yeah. We didn't have, like, regional gossip fairies enabled. That was an interesting gainer there.
was gonna ask, are Plandos used in this at all?
Not in tournaments, obviously, no, but
Yeah, no.
I think there are Plandos for MMR, but I'm not 100% sure.
Not for mystery. Okay.
And just like that, that is GG. Nasho will finish this race with an official race time GG time of 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 20 seconds. That is going to be GG, and I believe, based on skyygoro stopping, yes, he has issued a DNF and will not be finishing.
Yeah, I don't blame him there. Really good start from both of the runners here.
Yeah, we had a bit of a slower mid-game, just waiting on Zora and Goron Master to show up, and that was locked by the Captain's Hat, which was in... where was Captain's Hat again? It was someplace day 3 lock, which was really silly. Oh, right, day 3 ranch.
Yeah.
In the doggy racetrack pots. But indeed, yes, GG's to our runners. We'll see if we can try and get both of them in for an interview. Oh yeah, it was in Goron Village. It was in... Right, it was in day 1 Goron Village. But that being said, we are joined in the booth, if I can find my ZSR channel. Nasho will not be joining us for an interview, but we do have skyygoro here with us. GG's to you.
GG's.
So yeah, it ended up being a Mirror Shield casino, and I saw your conversation in the race time room, so you do know that it was in Shrine.
I do. So I never had an inkling to go east. I guess I should have followed the Wath train for the light arrows, but I don't know, I just didn't feel like going east. But other than that, I think I did well. I was really close to figuring it out.
Okay. Oh, apparently Nasho waltzed right by Giant's Mast. It was right next to Egos' room, but he only checked one side, the one that had the land title deed. Well, that's funny.
Well, right then and there.
Oh, there you go. That being said, yeah, the seed, besides the Mirror Shield Casino and having to go to Goron Village day 1 for Captain's Hat, nothing too terribly complex. The settings were certainly a little crazy today, because we had blues and reds shuffled. What are your thoughts on blue and red shuffled today? That certainly spiced things up.
Yeah. Makes field routing a little bit more interesting than usual. Definitely one of those things that I do like as a setting. I really, really, really wanted Frog Sanity to be a thing because I found the blue frog.
Yeah.
And, I guess it didn't have anything.
Don Garros was really late is what it was.
Yeah, where was that found? Anybody remember?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Where was Don Gero's mask found?
It was in, I want to say it was in GBT somewhere. It was on a Great Fairy in GBT, because it was right next to something else funny. In fact, I think, skyygoro, you were literally just about to get it.
Did I stop?
You're on the green pipe right now. You were on the green pipe when we cut away on the restream. So I think it's literally it's literally the Stray Fairy in that room.
Oh man, GBT had so much bait.
It did. So did Stone Tower Temple. There were a lot of gold chests. Now Nasho had to unfortunately do a little bit of hunting afterwards because the Stone Tower Temple boss key was in the Lava Armos room.
Oh man. Oh, where was the GBT boss key? Was it?
Also you were staring that down too.
Oh man.
It's literally right at the front, right in front of the door.
That's pretty good.
You would have been there.
Oh man. Was there any separation? What was the separator at one point? Just east?
It was east, and also Nasho picked up ice and fire considerably earlier. So was able to clear dungeons before you had made your trip to Pirate's Fortress.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I fucking Tingle, man. I don't know why we don't like each other, but we don't.
Hey, I don't blame you there. When I do runs, Tingle's always useless for me.
There was also a bottle available in a pot in Great Bay Coast, right between the research lab and Clifford. There are pots there that one of them had a bottle.
Oh yeah, I got that one.
So
and then I decided to do eggs.
Yeah, Nasho got that bottle very early, but had only gotten one bottle each from Pinnacle Rock and Pirate's Fortress on that cycle, then came back later after getting the other bottles from Deku Palace and beyond. There was also a Chateau bottle. I think it was in... Was that Swamp Spider House? I feel like it was in a Spider House.
I'm 90% sure that it was in the Spider House, but I think there's usually 2 chateaus, isn't there?
There's one bottle of Chateau. There's 2 Chateau pickups, but we didn't have Shop Sanity, so those were not shuffled.
Oh, so we're gonna have a tiebreaker, by the way, in Group Banker. That's exciting.
Yeah, so chat was saying. So how between how many folks?
I don't know. It might just be Nasho and Whammy, maybe?
Nasho and 5th. Ooh, that would be an interesting match, because, yeah, we already had a 3-person tiebreaker for Cafe Group earlier, so...
Yeah. Oh, and Keizo, right. Forgot about
Lovely.
Keizo.
So another 3-person tiebreaker down the pipe. That being said, our next race up is tomorrow morning at 10. We have Alf versus Volk.
Are those 2 veteran runners as well?
Alf, I know, has been around a while. Volk, I'm not 100% sure.
Volk is part of so many different racing communities. They play TPR, they play Wind Waker Randomizer, any Zelda randomizer that you think of, they're playing. And they're really good. So,
well, that'll also be another awesome match to watch, and today was an awesome match to watch.
Yeah, hopefully I put on a good show for everybody, despite being very far behind, but that's okay. Maybe I showed people some tricks or how to get that little pot on RTI.
That green pipe gainer at the end of GBT was a new one for me, personally.
Yeah, I can't do gainers, so I do what's called a twisted backflip. Gainers hurt my hands a lot. But yeah, it was fun. Was FD available at any point?
Yeah, it was in Snowhead Temple.
Okay.
It was on a chest ferry.
Yeah, big man. I didn't get big man today. Unfortunately.
That being said, I don't have any other questions. Philosophy, have you any questions?
I just wanted to ask, because it seemed like you didn't... When did you realize that soil patches were randomized? Because it seemed like you were, at least when I was watching you, you looked a little taken aback by it.
I wasn't ready for it, and I think I found out in Deku Palace, which coincidentally had 2 bottles.
Yeah, because your first bottle was Deku Palace, and that was very late by comparison to Nasho.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. I think I did well despite that.
You were on the right track.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, both runners, Sky did really good. It was just a matter of checking things first. But all it came down to.
I don't know what pots to hit. I've hit all of them. I don't remember what ones I need to hit. I need to look at the document. I haven't really had a chance to. But yeah, sorry for talking too much. Go ahead.
You're fine.
No, don't apologize.
Yeah. I think that's really all that I noticed. But other than that, enjoyable enjoyable first runs. Again, this was kind of like my first actual commentary, so hopefully it wasn't.
No, you did great, buddy.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's
thanks
it
to
for me.
everybody for volunteering. I appreciate it. Thanks for restream.
I take it that's my cue.
Yep.
All right. Thank you both for coming. Philosophy, you did a great job. Thank you to both Ali and Bending. Not burning, Bending. Both things you don't want happening to you, but Bending. For tracking, and good job on your first tracking, Bending. And thank you, Sky, for a great race. It was a fun watch. Thank you to everyone who came out to watch, because, hey, people. I'm going to send this over to Revan91, who is playing the combo randomizer for OT and MM. So have a good day, everyone. Clear?